Welcome back. It is Money Monday here at KMIR-6, and today we are talking taxes.
Here to discuss what to do if you don't pay up is Brian Bauer of the Gartland Group. I got it.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, what happens if you don't file?
Well, if you don't file, what's going to happen is the IRS is going to do a tax return for you a little bit down the road. You're going to get a bunch of notices of them asking, hey, why didn't you file a tax return? And if you ignore those, which a lot of people do, what they're going to do is they're going to file a tax return for you based on numbers that they have, and usually it's going to result in a lot more money being owed than if you just filed your taxes in the first place.
Now, some people may think, you know what, I'm not making tons of money, I'm not making the big bucks, $1 million, so if I don't pay my taxes, no big deal, they're never going to find me. Is that the case?
That's not the case. It is a big deal. And like I said, what will happen is they will do a tax return for you based on the information they have, and it will result in a great deal more being owed. And a lot of people, when they come into our firm, the biggest excuse they give of not filing a tax return is, I knew I was going to owe, so I didn't file. That's no longer a really good excuse, because the penalties and fines for failure to file are usually greater than just filing your tax return and not paying. It's always better to file your tax return.
Can you end up in jail?
It's very rare, but yes, you can end up in jail if you don't file your taxes and then they file one for you, and then you ignore that and you don't pay and they have to come after you. That usually takes years and years and years for them to get to that point, but it's rare, but it does happen.
Can happen.
Now, you know, we don't file our taxes till April, it's just September, so do we need to start thinking about our taxes already?
You should start thinking about your taxes at the beginning of the year, keeping your receipts, especially out here in the desert. We see a lot of people come in and they get the cash register receipts and they put it in the garage or they put it in a box. It's so hot out here that what happens is by the time they pull those receipts out, because they're heat activated, they're completely blank.
That's true. That's happened to me.
Yeah, and so what you should do is you should make a copy of it or take a picture of it with your iPhone or whatever phone you have and keep it that way.
Final question, Brian. What is the best way to file? I mean, there's a lot of options out there these days. TurboTax, actual sit down with a tax representative.
Right. Well, you know, I'm partial because I'm a tax preparer, but I think that you should go to a tax preparer, because the amount that you pay for a tax preparer will more than offset all the deductions that they find when they do your tax return, as opposed to like a TurboTax program.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Now, if you want to get a hold of the Gartland Group, their information is on your screen.
Yeah, if you want to start the process early, be proactive, go visit Brian at the Gartland Group. Information right there. Thanks again for joining us.